Yeah, today is the first session on this UI technologies. Let me start. Here we are discussing here web UI technologies. UI is nothing but user interface. So user interface, we are going to create a user interactive page with our UI technologies. So in this time, what is required to create that user interface? What is user interface? When you enter any URL in the browser, suppose when you enter here google.com, so see when I enter this google.com, I can see that home page of that Google. So here you can see that Google home page, and in this you can see some search bar. So when you click on that search, you will redirect to that list of links page. That list of links page. Whatever the item you are searching, that list of links will get it in then one more page. So this list of links, what we are getting here, these all are because of server page. This is one user interactive page and this is one user interactive page. But this data is connected with only user interface. With the submission, it is going to server page. Here, this is the data. This data is coming from the server page. The next link page, whatever we can see here, that next link page is coming from the server page. So always user interface has to submit to the server page. From the server only we have to get the data. Again we'll get the front end page only, but the result is coming from the server. So server always connect with the database. So it is connecting with this submission is connecting with a server page. Here this submission is connecting with a server page. That server page is connecting with a database. That database is connecting with the again server page. This to and fro data will be transferred between client page and the server page, and this server page again will give the output for us. So always web page will follow the structure of, here is the web UI, here is my UI page. This is what front end page. Here we can call it as a front end page. This front end page is connecting with a server page. So it is what server page, and this is what the database. So always server page has to connect with the database, then only we can able to store our details and we can able to transfer our details to submission. So we can able to submit our data to server. Okay, so that is possible by UI technologies. Yeah. Okay. Let me create one folder, new folder, 7 a.m. Yes, so let me save it. 21st July, June 2021 at 7 a.m. Here is the front end page. Front end page always connect with a server page. Server will be connected with a database. This database again, this server page again giving the front end page for us, but it is giving that list of links, link 1, link 2, link 3. Whatever the links are providing here, that links are from the server page. So as of now, we know how we are getting that server page with the front end page. Front end is connecting with a server page. Server is giving this type of data. So now here I can able to show that it is one server page. A server page is connecting like this. So in this time here mainly we are able to create one user interface. User interface is nothing but here use GUI, graphical user interface we usually called as. You can also call it as user interface. This user interface is user interface. This user interface we can develop it by list of these languages. One is HTML, 4 and 5 is the version, and CSS 2 and 3 is the current version. Then third one is JavaScript. Then fourth one is jQuery. Fifth one is Ajax. Then sixth one is responsive design. Then seventh one is Bootstrap. Then eighth one is Lessons as. Usually I'll cover these 8 topics for the students. But after completion of this, if you want to be a front-end developer, you have to know about the frameworks. The frameworks are here from JavaScript. So JavaScript related frameworks we have to know. So JavaScript frameworks we have to know here. The JavaScript frameworks are Angular, React, React.js or Node.js or Vue.js. Like that we have so many JS frameworks we have. So if you learn these things, this is separate course. This framework course is separate, not comes under our course. Here we are going to cover only this part. Okay. To cover this particular section sake, usually I'll take the duration of this course is 35 to 40 hours, including project session. 35 to 40 hours of sessions generally I'll take for completion of this particular content, what I mentioned here, this 8 topics. And for to learn this 8 topics, you not required any prerequisite. Prerequisite is not required. Normally we can learn. Okay, so these all are UI technologies. We are going to learn this course in our syllabus. So after learning these all programmings, what I can create, you can see here. You can create this GoToMeeting user interface. When I write a global GoToMeeting URL, so I can see this application. Once I log in, I can see my list of trainings, what all available, what will be the date, and who are registered, a number of students. These all informations I can see. What will be the link, when should I start button, end button. Like that, all interfaces, what interface is providing by this application, that is we can call it as user interface. So we are providing user interface. That user interface is user interactive page. So I'm going to create a user interactive page like this. User interactive page like this. In that
section.
Sorry. Yes, please. Here we are creating a user interactive page here. This user interactive page can be interact with the database, can be interact with the server page to database. That's why we are getting this type of output. This output only because of user interface we cannot give. This interface we can provide it only because of connection with the server. Here, similar way, we can able to create an application. Here we can able to create one application here. That application we can able to create one application here. With this we can create some application. So in that application, okay, here we can able to create this type of application, some applications like this. Suppose if you see here, some school website. So what they are showing here, in the top they are showing some background color, and in title left side some logo, right side one menu. So the structure, what you can see here, that structure. So if you click on something, you can see that download option, and you can see here related information about that school. So this type of information we can get it here, login, contact, all these informations we can see here. Even if you want, you can see that. See, this is one of the website. When I key down, see here, whenever I key down, see how the can is coming up and content is scrolling backside of this. This is also because of this movement is also because of our front-end technologies. So jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, we use jQuery, Bootstrap, we use it here. So by that we can create this layer. So front, it is showing some spin and win, and here when I move up, see here, that can also going with along with my mouse keyboard, along with my key movement. Okay, So this type of movement we can create it. See here, you can see here some content also moving in a oval shape. This way also we can create it. And if you see here, one of the website, main goal is we have to create awesome websites. Means that should be attracted by the user. Okay, so for that, mainly front end part. So we don't create any other part of the application. Just we'll create only the front end part for the application. Front end. So only front end we can create it by this. So only front end of the application we can create it like this. Now let it load. See here how the content is displaying. This type of thing also we can create it by using jQuery. So when you move your mouse, it is moving like this. So here along with your mouse movement, see here, along with the mouse movement, how the images are displaying and dropping. So this is also possible by jQuery Ajax with our programming knowledge. So this type of thing. And even if you want water wave movements, water bubbling effect, all we can create it by this. Here, if you see here, water movements using jQuery, water rippling effects also we can create it by this. Usually I use Visual Studio Code for writing the program. Here, if you move your mouse here, here you can see that water wave movements, how the water movements are coming here. So if I run it by live server, you can see that differently. I'll show you. Usually I use Visual Studio Code for writing the programs for development. Okay, so let me on open recent, cleared 6 AM March. We have some water rippling ripple.js. We have some library. We don't need to write bulk amount of code. Just where you want to create that moment. For that sake, we have to write it. Yeah. See. Oh, very less moment. You can see some water wave moment here. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it won't. Browser effect. Right click, run in live server. See here, this water wave moments we can create it by using jQuery. So we used some jQuery here. So like this water wave moments we can create it. So something like this, if you can create some videos, reverse order videos. See here, this is one video and this is one plank website. Here it is showing like this. When I click on that login here, I can see that sign in page. When I click on sign up, so I can see that sign in page. See, it is two column layout. So if you change your screen, it has to adjust. If you change your screen, the two column layout, see here, it is converted into single column layout. The remaining content you can see in the next line. See, one column layout, double column layout is converted into single column layout for tab and for mobile. For both sake, there is no limit of height, but limit of width. If you go with the responsive design time, width will be limited. Mobile width, tab width, desktop width, all widths are different. So that's why we have to check that width for creating that application. So we can use that. So we use this type of programming for development of the application. So at the end of our course, we can develop this type of applications. So awesome websites. user-friendly websites, we can create it, and it should look attractive to the user. See here, some loading symbol is coming in the yellow color and some bubble is coming. So when I go down and the key down time, so here that bubble size is increasing continuously. See here, that bubble size is increasing continuously. Okay, see here, a bigger size. See here, it is bouncing on some platform. It is not going down even if I click down. So if I forcefully go down, that bubble will get lost. So if you forcefully go down, that bubble will be blasted. So again, one more bubble will come. Here itself, if you double click it, bubble will get lost. So this bubbling effect also we can create it from one after another. One more bubble is coming. This bubbling effect also we can create it by jQuery. So we have that jQuery, HTML5, CSS3. By using all these programmings, we can create our application, attractive page, 2D, 3D graphics effects, and jQuery effect, Ajax effect, responsive design, all we can use it. So what is the prerequisite for this? So prerequisite, even if you don't know about computers, directly first day of the computer class also, if you attend HTML, no problem. So you no need to learn any C, C++, Java, or any language. If you don't have any knowledge in any of the language, even if you are not related to computers, even if you not started computer Excel or MS Office or command prompt, even if you don't touch the single step of the programming or computer, then also you can learn this programming, this UI interface. Why? Because it is easy interactive page. Here it will give you structure of the web page, structure of web page by HTML. So we have something. Each topic will be used for different purposes. So here is the
Ma'am,
HTML.
what is
Yes,
the
please.
difference between the JavaScript framework and JavaScript, or that is we are going to learn here, that is HTML4.5 and all it,
Yeah.
and JavaScript framework?
JavaScript time will write the code from beginning. Means we'll learn how to build the application using JavaScript. Framework is nothing but there is a ready-made architecture framework. So ready-made architectures, APIs will be there. Within a single page, we can write single page applications. Some extra we have in that and frameworks. Even all languages there is framework. Front end sake, Angular, React. Present companies are looking for framework sake. Along with this framework knowledge, they are looking for the framework level programmer. The server side also, you can go with the Java framework, Java programming, and Java framework. If you are a PHP developer, you have to use PHP programming. If you are a .NET developer, you have to use .NET programming, .NET development frameworks. So everywhere, and it should connect with the database. So front end sake, they are looking for the framework developers. Back end sake also, they are looking for the framework developer. So this to and fro structure will be there in normally for all projects. So this is the view part. View part is nothing but UI. This UI you can learn it by HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all the programmings. Along with that, they are looking for the framework developer. Framework is nothing but it's a ready-made architecture. If you know Angular or React or Node, so by that you will be a front-end developer. If you want to be a Java developer, so you have to know Java and as well as core concepts of Java, advanced concepts of Java, and you have to know about the frameworks. That frameworks are present in Spring and Hibernate. Spring Boot, Hibernate. So if you know these things, then you will be a framework developer. Similar way, PHP and the PHP framework is Laravel. Laravel is the PHP. If Zend is a PHP framework, anyone you have to learn it. .NET side also they are looking .NET related frameworks. .NET framework. And these all programmings, this server side or a back end or a server side, programming, this has to connect with the database. Okay. This databases also maybe MongoDB, MySQL, SQL Server, any type of Oracle or SQL Server or MongoDB. So like that, any one database, if you know, you will be a database developer. So if you know front end with a framework, then you will be web UI developer. Then if you are a server side developer, so then you will be web server side developer. Then if you are a database developer, then you will be the DB developer. So if you know all these, then you can stick on. If you want to be a full stack developer, you have to know UI framework, server side framework, and database, as well as testing and web services deployment. If you know all of them, then you will be a full stack developer. Full stack developer means these three plus testing plus web development, services. Clear? Up to now, is it clear for you?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Are you able to catch my points? Am I going fast or slow? Ashish?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I fast or able to catch me?
Mm. No, ma'am.
Rusha? Okay. Okay. Yes, Rusha?
Here just HTML and framework you are writing in Vue UI. So we are going to
Yeah.
learn that complete part, na? Vue UI.
Complete part is required. I said dot. So all these all are required along with that framework.
Okay.
So if you want to be a front end developer, you have to know HTML, CSS, and remaining all parts. Yes, Ashish, are you able to follow me?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I can
Yeah.
able to hear you.
Yes. Can you able to catch my points? Means what is
Yeah,
UI?
yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank
Clear.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Now I have
Thank
one
you.
question that you have written here Vue UI. There is one framework. Which framework we are going to learn? Or HTML4.5, CS2.3. These all are called framework.
These are our basic UI codes that we are going to
Hmm.
learn it in this part, UI part. Along with
Hmm.
that, you have to know any one of the framework, either Angular or React or Node. So in my class, once I start JavaScript, now you can parallelly join one more course on the framework, either Angular or React or Node.
Okay.
Okay. So if you learn the frameworks, then only you will be the front-end developer.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This way. So usually we'll continue. Here,
Mm.
now, front-end frameworks. Okay. So here, if you are we'll see this programming, how this front end is connecting with server to database. Let's see here. So in this time, so I'll show you Oracle create account. So I want to know, is it created Oracle create account? Create account. So the Oracle website, if I try to create account, what will be here? So let's see. Here it will load. So in this time, so this front end is HTML only. See, this front end page is only by HTML. If you want, you can see here when you right click inspect element, you can see that HTML, CSS, total code you can see here. So this is the code related to HTML, CSS. See here. HTML head and body. HTML head and body. So this total structure is created by HTML code only. But inside that, if I remove this header part, what happens? See, content is there, but there is no alignment. Means without head part, in the head only we are writing CSS code, JavaScript code, jQuery code, Ajax code. Body part, we are developing the structure, content of the application. Content of the application, we write it in HTML. CSS is used for alignment of the application. So basically every web page is interactive to the is a user interface. It will be developed by HTML only. In that only we'll write CSS code, JavaScript code, remaining all codes. Suppose if I want to submit this application form, I filled all the fields. Suppose I am clicking on submit button. Without any filling data, if you submit it, it will give you error messages. These error messages are coming from JavaScript. See here, this front end page is not ended with the .html. It is ended with the .jspx. JSP is nothing but server page. So this URL is example for HTML page, means user interactive page is interacting with the here this front end development UI development page. This developer page is interacting with the here this UI development page is interacting with here UI development page is interacting with a server page. So it is interacting with a server page. Server page is connecting with the it is connecting with a server page. This server page is connecting with the database. So here this front end, this server page is our Java page. So this is one example for UI. UI is interacting with here UI is interacting with the server page, that Java page. Java is connecting with the database. This site is an example for front end. Front end is interacting with Java, Java to database. This is this web page. If you see here, facebook.com. So if I want to see here facebook.com, you can see here loading.php. Here also, if you inspect element here, if you right click and inspect element here, here also you can see that, code. Here also you can see that code like this. Here doc type HTML head and body. So for every web page sake, we are writing that same HTML code. Even if you remove this header part of the application, just I want to delete it. If I delete it, you can see that web page structure will be like this. If you develop any of the web page like this, no one will use our website. No one is interested to use our website if the website is like this. So HTML gives you content, CSS will give you alignment and the background foreground colors. And if I submit my application form without any data, I'm getting this error messages. These error messages I'm getting because of JavaScript. JavaScript will give you validation part. CSS is giving alignment part. HTML is giving structure, content of the web page. So basically every web page, if you see that code, inspect element and see that code, here it will be doc type HTML head and body. This will be the basic code. If you remove header part of the application, you cannot see any alignment. If you remove the body part, see, suppose if I remove the body part of the application, see, delete. See, there is no content in the application. Once I refresh it, I can see. Again, body is loaded. So body gives you structure, content, and CSS will give you alignment. Okay. So as of now, we discussed what is the web UI, and here this is one URL. This is one URL for connecting with our HTML page is connecting with the UI is connecting with the PHP page. PHP page is connecting with the database. So this is one example for UI connecting with your PHP. PHP will connect with the database. So because of that, we are getting this type of output. Okay. Similar way, I'll show you one other server-side programming site. So everywhere common is user interface. So if you see here, if you see that W3 schools. W3 schools is developed by, see here, W3 tutorial. So in this, if you want to search for learn HTML, see here, default.asp. Default.asp. If you right click here, inspect element, you can see that code what they have written in the backside. See, here I can see that body part and HTML head part. Here is the doc type HTML head and body. If I remove the header part, there is no alignment for the content. If I remove the body part, there is no content in that HTML page. Here, if you remove that head part, there is no alignment for the application. Okay, alignment we cannot show if you use head. Body, it will show like this. So this way we can create some application like this. So in this time, how we are developing our application by using this URL. See here in this URL, you can see that application. Here in this URL, you can see that application like this. UI page is interacting with your server page. Here is my front end page. Front end page, here also there is an option of front end. Here UI. UI is connecting with your .NET page, that is ASP.NET. .NET is a framework, under that ASP. ASP is nothing but active server page. This active server page is connecting with the database. So this type of interactions we can create it if I develop my application like this. So usually I'll explain in my classes with all content what I have explained. That content I'll explain in Monday to Friday classes. Saturday class, not in the demonstration time, in the regular session time, and the Saturday class usually I'll take it on project session. So finally every weekend we'll sit on the project session. So by that you can learn what you have learned in the course. Those all you can implement it in the real-time application. So from my side, you will get a complete development. So whatever the content I explain in the classroom, that content related total practical knowledge will implement it in the Saturday session. So how much we have done in the weekdays, with that knowledge only will develop the application in that weekend. So at the end of the day, end of our project, end of the day of our project, we can learn piecewise some content, some of the part of the project we can do it piecewise. So at the end of the day, you can implement it with all the content. So this way my class goes. And my syllabus, you can get it from the organizer. Durgasoft organizer will share you my class course content, topic wise course content. Each topic wise course content you can get it from the organizer. And parallelly, if you want, you can register, but after JavaScript, once I start the JavaScript, that day onwards you can start parallelly any of the framework course. So usually this 40 hours, and this is also 40 to 50 hours of sessions on the any one of the framework. No need to learn all the frameworks, any one is enough. Okay. Yes, up to now, is it clear? Any more doubts regarding career, regarding subject? Any doubts? Okay, Narayan Verma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Shish. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Yes, Venkat, you join now. Why? We started class at 7:06 up to 7:06. I wait for all the students. I started the class. You try to join tomorrow at the same link at same time. Regular 7 o'clock sharp 7 only. I'll start this class. Monday to Friday for weekdays. In the weekdays, I'll continue Monday to Friday. Saturday session very soon I'll start. But this weekend and next weekend will be the Monday to Friday and start class at the sharp 7 a.m. I started my batches and new batches at the 7 a.m. from today onwards only, and 9 p.m. also I'm going to start the new batch at UI Technologies, same course content. This is the course content. Usually I'll cover it in this course, and with this content only I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover this content only in the syllabus for 9 p.m. And this 7 a.m. If you whoever interested to join 9 p.m. they can also ask the organizer. They will share you.
Link.
They will share you new URL for them for that. Here 3 days will be the demo session. After that I'll continue the regular session. So in tomorrow's session, today we discussed how UI, where we use that UI, and how user interface is in connecting with the server page, server to database. Like that, those all interactions and examples, some websites I showed to you. Tomorrow I'll show you topic wise some sample examples. Sample examples I'll explain you in tomorrow's session. Sharp 7 only I'll start the session. Okay. Don't waste the time to join the class. Sharp 7 I'll start this class. It will be 40-45 minutes of session for the demonstrations. After that, it will be 1 hour session in the regular time.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Any more doubts? Yes, Venkatesh, Venki. What's your name? You try to join tomorrow at 7, and today's recording you try to get it from organizer. Try to listen that recording what I have explained in today's session. You try to get it from the organizer. By that you can follow the tomorrow session. Tomorrow anyway I'll explain one more time. I'll give you what I have explained today, and tomorrow's class I'll continue.
Okay,
Definitely you will learn the practical knowledge in this course.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Anything to ask?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay then. We'll meet tomorrow at 7 a.m. Thank you.